Okay, the next topic that we're going to talk about is positive versus negative, okay? Positive versus negative refers to the y values, okay? So when we talk about positive, we mean positive y values. When we talk about negative, we're talking about negative y values, right? So in a graph, right, what really splits up positive from negative y values is the y-axis, right? So anything above the x-axis is positive, right? And everything underneath is negative, okay? Now, oftentimes you're going to see this. This is saying f of x, so this is saying y is less than or equal to 0. Y is less than or equal to 0, that's just another way to say negative. And then positive would be y is greater or equal to 0. Or, again, you might see f of x. So when we're talking about positive versus negative, right, this is different than increasing and decreasing. We're looking at parts that are above the x-axis. So this part of the graph is above the x-axis, and these parts are below the x-axis. So these are negative, right? So the red is negative, and the green is positive, right? So this one's asking for when f of x is less than or equal to 0. So it's asking for negative. So we're looking at the red. So there's two places where it's negative. So we have to name both of them. So again, we use the x values. So it starts, well, we have an arrow, so negative infinity. So this one starts at negative infinity and it goes till 3. So negative infinity to 3. It is then also negative starting here till, well, this arrow. So it's also negative starting at 7 to infinity. Okay? So those are when it's negative. Okay? Let's try another problem. Let's do this one right here. So again, when we're talking about something that looks like this is saying y is greater or equal to 0, which means we're talking about positive. So positive means above the x-axis. So let's trace. So anything above the x-axis, that's right here. Oh, that's pretty much most of the curve. And then this is below, right? So it wants the above part. So it starts going above at -8, and then it goes on forever. So this would be infinity, right? Because we have an arrow at the end. It never goes under the x-axis again. Let's do one more. Okay, so again, this is saying y is greater or equal to 0, which means it's positive. So that means above x-axis. So let's do this. I'm going to highlight everything that's above the x-axis, and I'm going to highlight everything in a different color that is below the x-axis. So we want above. So starting here, well, it's an arrow, so negative infinity till here, which is -8. So negative infinity to -8. Oops, oh, that looks like an infinity as well. And then we have 3 to 8. Right, because 3 to 8. Okay, so try some of these questions.